Hey YouTube, NixDiscGolf bringing you my first ever in the bag video. Yes, this is my 2020 in the bag video. The reason I've been waiting is there's been discs that I've just been kind of changing in and out, trying to see what I need, what I'm missing, fill in those gaps, but now the time is finally here for me to share my in the bag. So first off, I'm rocking the Innova Hero Bag. I've had this thing now for about 2 years. It is about time for a new bag. This bag's done everything I need it to, but I am looking for a new bag. So if you guys have any suggestions, put them down in the comments. Let's start off with the putters. So I have 4 putters. First, with my putting putters, I have 2 Neo Matrix super stupid soft plastic. I always get that wrong, but so super stupid soft. I love the grip that they give me in the cold, in the warm weather. It's always that same grip no matter what. I just really love these putters. There's nothing bad I could say about these putters at all. These are my go-to putters. I feel so confident walking up to a putt with these in my hand. So yeah, there's my putters. My throwing putter is actually another super stupid soft wizard. This one is only 171 grams, so a little lighter, a little more dome to it, it feels like, but this thing, I've had this disc for over a year. It's great for all approaches. I mainly throw this as an approach disc or a longer putting disc. It goes straighter for a longer time for me if I need to get it to go to the right or the left, just depending on what I want. I can really make this disc do whatever I want. So I really love these discs. If you don't have a Gateway Wizard, you need to get one. I mean, like I said, there's nothing bad I could say about these things. And then my other putter, you could say, in the bag is a Jawbreaker Zone. Ever since I got this Jawbreaker Zone, my approach forehands and my inside 250 forehand shots, it's just changed because of this disc. I feel so confident with it in my hand. It feels great. It flies great. You can really rely on it to get back to the left on a forehand, or if I'm really tucked in behind trees and I have to do a hyzer shot, this thing will finish left. So I really, really love the Jawbreaker Zone as well. So now for my mid-ranges, I actually carry 5 different mid-ranges, all varying flight. Let's start with my understable. So I have an R Pro Rock. This disc, it doesn't matter how I throw it, on what angle, it's going to go to the right. Now, depending on how hard I throw it or the wind out, I can maybe get it to come back to the left, but really this is one that I want to finish to the right, or I want to finish dead straight and trust that it's going to do that. So this thing is really beat in. I've had it for a long time. It's on its last legs. It's got chips out of it all over, scratched up. I mean, but this disc right now, it's still doing its job, still comfortable in the hand. So the R Pro Rock. My next disc, going by stability, is a flipping and flying Mako 3. I've had this disc. I won it at a tournament in Henderson, Kentucky about 2 years ago. I love it for the backhands, or if I really need just a touch forehand, flip up to flat. I have thrown that sometimes, but it's not. That wouldn't be my go-to disc, right? This is mainly for backhands that I just need to go straight the entire flight. Maybe finish a little right or a little left, depending on the angle that I put it on. But yeah, the Mako 3. Now, I have 2 buzzes. One is in the Z plastic, and then one is in Discraft's lowest plastic. I want to say D-Line, but I don't know Discraft's plastic that well because all I've really ever gotten is Z plastic. I actually got this at a tournament, and I've only had it for about 2 months, and it looks like I've had this disc for a year or 2 now. I've really broke it in. It's really flat, but it will finish back to the left unless I put a lot of ante on it. I really love throwing this disc. A lot of those shorter holes where you just need a flat shot, this is the disc that I'm going to be pulling out. And then this other buzz just got a little more, the Z has a little more stability to it. It doesn't break in as fast. I've had it probably going on 2 years. I've had this disc for a very long time. I actually took it out of my bag for a while and only threw rocks, but then my rocks broke in too much, and so I switched over to the buzz, and I'm really liking the buzz. So 2 buzzes. If the wind picks up, I'll throw the red one. I can trust the red one. If I throw it as hard as I can, it will still go to the left at the end of its flight with maybe a little flip over. So really liking the buzz. I can really crank on this thing. And then the last one I just added recently is a Star Cayman. So, or maybe this is Pro Plastic Cayman. I want to say this is Pro Plastic now that I'm feeling it. But a Pro Cayman, this thing is kind of like the Zone. I use it a lot for forehand, but if I need something to finish just a little farther to the right on a forehand, I'm going to go with the Cayman over the Zone. Or if I need a shot to just go a little farther than the Zone, I can really trust this in headwinds. Just really good mid-range for right now for what I was looking for. This was one of the gaps in my bag, and so having that disc to really fight through the headwind and stay left is something that I was looking for. So the Cayman. Next I have my Fairway Drivers. So I have the Paul Macbeth Signature Prototype Onyx. I'm really liking this disc. I can really crunch on it, get it, flip it up to flat, but trust that it's going to go back left. Just for open shots where a driver's too much and I'm in that in-between mid-range and driver, these things are great. In the woods, I can put this on a line and it's going to hold the line. I just really like it. And then I have a Raptor, where if I'm out in those open courses and there's a lot of wind, I need a shot to get left quick or a forehand to get right quick. I'm really liking this. It's only been in my bag for about a week because I wanted it at my last tournament, East Frankfort Park. I got the win there. And this was one of the discs that I chose. And I've just seen a lot of Discraft players throwing them, so I wanted to try it out, see how it was. I'm still working with it, and so that's why you saw me grab it from over here on the right of my bag. It's kind of my utility disc, so it doesn't really come out that much. So if this thing comes out, you know that there's a lot of wind, and I'm really trying to fight it. So there's my Fairway Drivers. And now for my drivers, the one that I have the most of by far. So here's all my drivers. I have 7 of them. Let's go understable to stable. So arguably my farthest flying disc when the wind is at its, just no wind, the weather's at its best. I picked up this Z Heat. I can really crank on this thing, give it a lot of hyzer, watch it flip up and just glide for days. So I really like this shot too for tonal shots where I just need a hyzer to flip up and hold for 350 plus just down a fairway. I can really get this. I'm still working on it. It's still new to the bag, but I'm loving the Heat. My next disc is a disc that's been in the bag for a very long time. It's very broken in. It's a Glow Nuke, given to me by my buddy David. So shout out to David. You've seen him in some of my recent videos. This nuke, I used to throw it for forehand, backhand. It used to be overstable. Could really trust it, and now over the last couple years, I think I've had it for about 2 years, it's really broken into where I can throw it on hyzer. It's going to flip up, turn over a little bit, and just have a slight finish, but nothing crazy. So this disc is going to stay to the right, or a little. It's going to be a little straighter than the Heat though. So the Heat's going to dump out. This disc is going to come back just a little bit depending on how hard I throw it. So the Glow Nuke. I also have this Z plastic nuke. You can tell it is very beat in. I was actually given this by my buddy Chandler, who got it from Jeff. Shout out to them too. I play disc golf with them a lot. You'll probably see them in some upcoming videos. But this nuke used to be my really overstable. I could crank it on Annie and it'll fly right out of it. Now I just throw it hard and flat, and I still get that anti-flex feel. I'm really liking this disc. It's kind of almost getting a little too broken in for me, so it's starting to flip up a little too much, but still a great disc. Next, I have two Zeus's. So the orange one is a first run, and then the blue one here, I want to say is also a first run, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, so this orange one, I got this Zeus. I'm loving this disc. Forehand, backhand, all types of shots. You will see me pull this disc out on the tee on almost every shot that it needs a driver. This disc, I love this disc. It's so comfortable in my hand. The flight is so nice. And I went and got a second one. Excuse me. I went and got a second one because this one, I love it so much, and I know it's going to break in too much, and I want to have another one just like it ready to take its place when it does beat in. So I throw this one sometimes. Say I throw the orange one and I'm like, ooh, I needed a little more stability. I'll throw the blue one, and it gives me that stability, that extra finish to the left or the right, depending on how I'm throwing it. But nothing bad to say about the Zeus either. The Zeus is a staple in my bag. You're going to see me throwing a lot this season. Yeah, the Zeus. The next discs that I have are two Pro Destroyers. The blue one is 175 and the pink one is 171. Say there's a little more wind picking up, and the Zeus, I just know it's going to turn over a little bit if I put it on too flat of an angle. So I have these Pro Destroyers. I can throw them into the wind, throw them maybe a little hyzer, get a flip up, and a good flight. So I'm really liking these. I'm still working on them to find a true place in my bag, but when that wind picks up a little bit, expect to be seeing out these Pro Destroyers. And then my last disc that has honestly taken the spot of the Destroyers and the Nuke for backhand at least. So really you're going to see a lot of this disc and the Zeus's off the tee, depending on the shot and the course and the wind. But this is a Ballista Pro optic plastic from Latitude 64. These things are just amazing. I've been throwing this disc for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, and I'm loving this disc. I've already got the trust in it to know what it's going to do. Just a really great disc that you're going to see me throwing a lot, especially in the wind or a hole that I need to finish a little more left. It gives me a little more distance than the Zeus's do, so if I know I need to pull something out with some distance, you're going to be seeing this disc. So now for just some what's in my bag that I take with me everywhere. Of course, I have two Sharpies just in case you hit that ace and you need somebody to sign it, or if you're by yourself, cry, because then your friends aren't going to believe you that you hit your ace. I'm actually looking for my first ace in 2020. I had a buddy hit one. We were out playing up in Lincoln Ridge in northern Kentucky. He hit an ace. That was awesome. But so with just little other stuff I have in my bag, I have this Dynamic Discs towel, just a small one that I got from a tournament. Honestly, the greatest towel I've ever seen and used in disc golf. I mean, this thing is amazing, but where it is smaller, I need to get a bigger one and get more of these because I love these. I have my PDGA membership marker that I've been using here recently. I mean, I have markers everywhere and I change them sometimes, but this is just the marker that I'm using right now. There's no real specific reason other than it's just the one that's in my bag. So I have some markers. I also have a beanbag type material that when it's humid outside, I have this bag. It gets my hands from being all slick. I really like this. I have my Ripped Revenge card game that you see me and David, we did a video on it. So if me and my friends are just wanting to get out on the course and have some fun, this is what we're doing. I have a lot of towels that you're going to see just from here and there. I have some hand warmers. I have a reusable scorecard. I have some gloves, more towels. I actually have a pair of socks in case my feet get wet during a tournament round, it's always important to have an extra pair of socks, because if your feet get wet and it's cold, or even when it's warm, wet feet, it's not fun to play in. I actually have cough syrup right now in my bag for when I was sick and I just haven't taken it out. I got some ibuprofen. I got some Neosporin. My buddies make fun of me because I have all this stuff, but then one of them get hurt and then they're like, hey, you got that Neosporin or you got Band-Aids? And then I'm like, who are you laughing at now? I also have a gloves in case someone gets cut and we need to do that. Just, you never know. I have some cortisone cream if someone is itching, poison ivy gets to them, and just some more towels and things like that. So then of course a toboggan for when it's cold and raining. But that's going to do it for my in the bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit into the 2020 season, but like I said, I wanted to just fill in the gaps and really have my bag where I wanted it before I showed you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about my bag, don't hesitate to ask. I hope you guys have a great day, and see you in the next one.